delegate that won a special election in Northern Virginia, the Democrat Rip Sullivan. Rip, great to have you with us.
Thank you, John. Good morning. I appreciate the invitation, and my apologies for being a little late here.
Oh, no problem at all. We know that you've got some interesting things going on, and we appreciate your staff frenzied running around and pulling you out of your committee meeting to come on with us. This is kind of maiden voyage, newly elected special election, Northern Virginia. That's the
48th. The 48th.
Fairfax area. Tell our audience a little bit about, since you've been there. Now, this is you've been there, 2 weeks and 2 days?
Well, I've been here. Actually, among the freshmen, I've got all sorts of seniority. My seniority is rocketing up the charts. I was actually here over the summer for the 2 days of special session that dealt with Medicaid and the budget. So I've been around a little while. I'm a grizzled veteran of now, 4 months.
That's right, 4 months. What's been your biggest surprise?
Well, there have been a couple of surprises. One, I'll give one sort of procedural and one political. Procedural, it's not so much it was a surprise. I'd been warned about this, but I'm just not sure you can ever be prepared for the pace around here. We jam everything into a very short session, 6 weeks, in an odd year like this, and to accomplish the Commonwealth's business in such a short period of time leads to a pace that is quite brisk, shall we say. Committee meeting. I was in place for my committee meeting this morning, a subcommittee meeting at 6:45, and it kicked off at 7 a.m. And they're still down there going. This was an election subcommittee. We were dealing with some issues having to do with voting, absentee voting, and such. So there's just a lot to accomplish, and I'm not whining. I'm not suggesting we take any longer because I'm conscious of the sentiment and agree, frankly, with the sentiment that if the legislature stayed in business too long, it's just more opportunity for mischief. So get in and get out, but it does lead to a pretty brisk daily schedule. Another pleasant surprise that I can report is that for all of the headlines about partisanship here, and I'm not being Pollyannish about it, there is a lot of partisanship. Having said that, a lot of the people's work gets done here, not so much behind the scenes, but at least under the radar, because it doesn't attract as much attention. A lot of the people's work gets done here on a very bipartisan basis. A lot of legislation, good legislation, working through that is supported by both parties.
I think what you're saying, Delegate Sullivan, is that's under the radar screen, in that it's not what the news media really focuses on, right?
It doesn't make for an interesting headline.
Right, we're focusing on the gun battle yesterday. Old McAuliffe's gun battle, things went down.
Yep.
Tommy Norman, it was for one bipartisan amendment that went down. Then he voted a different way. I mean, that's what we talk about. We don't talk about the things that get done.
Sure, I just got shot down in the elections committee on a expansion of early absentee voting, which unfortunately tends to devolve into partisanship. So I'm having a bad morning from that perspective. But as I said, yes, so there's a lot of good things that get done that don't get headlines.
We're with newly elected Democratic delegate from the 48th district. That's the Fairfax area at Northern Virginia, Delegate Rip Sullivan. So you work on a bill, you put it together, you pre-file, you do all the work, you go in a committee, you make your presentation, you get shot down in the head in like 2 minutes. Is that frustrating?
It is. I would call it more disappointing than frustrating. Although, again, I came into this with my eyes open. I know that there are, my agenda that I talked about during my election includes a lot of issues that will be uphill here. But that's what I was sent here to do, to talk about these issues, keep talking about those issues, and I'm prepared. I'm prepared to push some of these things for the long haul if that's what it takes.
Now, how are you getting along with your deputy whip, the caucus chairman? How do all those relationships plan out?
Well, the short answer is very well. Our leader, Delegate Toscano, is a terrific leader. Our caucus chairman, Scott Sullivan, has been doing a terrific job. He's relatively new to that post, but conducts himself in it like a veteran. I mean, he's doing a great job chairing our caucus, and we have a whip structure in place to facilitate communication amongst the Democrats. I've been welcomed with open arms by the Democratic caucus, and I might add parenthetically that the welcome from the other side of the aisle has been cordial and helpful. A lot of folks, my sense is a lot of folks remember what it was like their first year, which is sort of the proverbial fire hose analogy, and so folks have been helpful and supportive. So in that respect, I've sort of hit the ground running, and people have helped me smooth out some of those bumps in the road of just sort of getting started and learning the ropes.
All right, so it sounds like you're getting along fine with Scott Sullivan, Toscano the Paisano. Got a nice welcome from the Speaker, Bill Howell.
I did.
Cox, Majority Leader. Look, they're all good guys. It's a Virginian way. I got about a minute and a half. When it's all said and done, March 1, you pack up your stuff and go back up I-95. What do you want to look in the rear view mirror and said, wow, there was one thing I really wanted to get done, and I nailed it? What would that be?
Well, it's a long list, and I'm still hopeful about a couple of bills that I still have active. But if I had to point to one thing that I'm particularly hopeful about, it would be some legislation which is going to be bipartisan in nature that will relate to advancing the ball on renewable energy in Virginia. The governor's made so clear, for obvious reasons, that we need. There are two things driving my interest in the environment and renewable energy. One is just the concern for the planet and climate change. The other, frankly, is the concern for our economy and the need to diversify our economy and attract business into Virginia. And the renewable energy space is one in which Virginia lags far behind lots of other states, including several of its neighbors. And we shouldn't be lagging behind. Virginia should be in the lead. So I'm hoping to play a part in moving that ball forward, and I'm hoping to have some success over the next couple of weeks in that.
Are you having fun?
Am I having fun? You've been talking to my wife, haven't you? She asks me that question all the time. The answer to that is yes. It is fun. It's a great honor, of course, to be here representing the people of the 48th. It's got its challenges, and it is exhausting, but I'm not complaining. This is what I signed up for, and I really am having a lot of fun. Well,
my wife always, the Froyline always says to me, if you're not having fun, just do something else. So, and I've been with her a very long time. You don't even want to know. We want to thank Rip Sullivan for being with us, a delegate from the 48th District, and that is in the Northern Virginia area. That's in Fairfax.
And Arlington. Don't leave my friends in Arlington out. It's in Arlington and McLean.
And McLean. Rip, if people want to get more info, where do they go?
They can go to my website, which is ripsullivan.com. Of course, always welcome to call my office.
Go to ripsullivan.com.